What's up, guys? Today we are going to be taking a look at a utility called Diskpart. Now, Diskpart is a Windows command line disk management utility. We can use it to set partitions, volumes. We can clean or wipe our drives as well as format them with different file systems. This is going to work for external or internal hard drives as well as flash drives and that sort of thing. Now, there's a lot of other utilities that do the same thing, but Diskpart comes with Windows distributions, so we're going to be taking a look at that today. Now, what are some reasons why we would want to use a utility like Diskpart? To give a couple examples, if our drive has become corrupted and it's no longer working, if we want to get it back to its factory state, we can use Diskpart to clean it, set a new partition, get it back up and running. Another example is if our drive or computer is infected with malware or a virus and we need to make sure that it is completely wiped. Formatting it does not necessarily get rid of everything, so if we were to do that and try to get it back up and running, that virus, malware, whatever it may be, potentially could come back up. Another thing, if we want to just get rid of some files and never see them again, this would be the proper way to do it. So what I'm going to be doing is I have a 5 terabyte external. I want to start fresh, so we're going to clean it, set a new partition, and I'm going to show you how to do that with some basic simple commands in Diskpart. So let's get this plugged in. The first thing that we're going to want to do is open up a command line and type in Diskpart, one word. Press yes. That's going to give us administrative privileges. And we'll go ahead. The first command in Diskpart is list disk. So what it shows us are the disks that are plugged in this machine. We have disk 0, it says it's online, disk 1 online. In my machine, I have a 2 terabyte SSD. That's what's shown here. And again, we want to work with the 5 terabyte external. So we're going to use the size here to identify which one exactly we're working with. If we type in the next command, select disk 1, it says that it is now selected. Now this is an extra step, but it is a very important one. We're going to go ahead and list the disks one more time just to confirm that we are in fact selected on disk 1. We don't want to go wiping, formatting, or losing anything on a disk that we're not intending to work with. So now that we have confirmed that disk 1 is in fact the one that we have selected, we can do other commands. For example, list partition, and that is going to show us the partitions inside of the disk that we selected. Here. So the next step is, next command is very simple, clean. So what Diskpart has done is it's completely wiped that drive. Again, in order to confirm, we can type in list partition, and it shows that there are no partitions in that disk to show, which means we effectively wiped it. Now to get it back up and running, we're going to have to set a new partition. So we're going to create partition primary. And it says that it succeeded in creating it. So in order to check, now we're back in the game. We have 2 partitions, a reserved as well as a primary. From here on, you want to make sure if you created multiple partitions that you are in the primary partition and the one that you want to work with. Just so again that you're not doing things to a partition that you want to be doing things to. So what we're going to be doing next is setting the file system. So we want to format it. Format file system equals. I'm going to be using exFAT. You can type in FAT32. You can type in NTFS. All depends on what you're going to be using this drive for. I want to be able to use this on both my Windows and Linux machines, so I'm going to be using exFAT. The command after that is totally optional, but if you want to label it, you can type in label equals my drizzy. So that's going to be my drive. If we press enter, okay, I had to cut that video short because I forgot a very simple but very important command, which is quick. Now what this does is it makes the format a hell of a lot quicker than if we were to not type it in. Now the reason that we wouldn't use quick is if we're trying to format it and it still comes out corrupted or it's just not working, then we would take the slower version, which takes significantly longer than not typing it in. So again, format quick, file system equals exFAT, and then we're going to label it my Drizzy, and now we have it formatted. From here, we can type in list volume just to confirm. If we see here, selected as volume 3, and it did in fact create my Drizzy exFAT partition, and there's our 5 terabyte drive. So we can now assign a letter to it. So if I were to just type in assign, what it would do is it would automatically select the next sequential letter that's available to set for a drive. But if I wanted to do it myself, I can type in letter equals J. And as you can see, I don't know why my Dropbox keeps doing this. I told it not to ask me many times. That it created that drive. So what we can do now is just to confirm, we can exit and from the command line, type in J, and now we have access to it. So from here, let's go ahead and type in echo 0-day test and pipe that to test.txt. Now while we're still in that drive, we can type in notepad test.txt, and sure enough, creating a file worked. So there you go. What we were able to do is plug in the drive, select the drive, confirm that we had the right one. We were able to clean it, create a new partition, set the new file system, and even created a file and tested it out to make sure that the drive is working. If you guys have any other questions, please leave them in the comments section below. If you have any other questions and would like to reach me personally, I'm more active on Instagram. My Instagram is 0dayjames. I just wanted to cover this tool very briefly. If there's more cool things that you guys know about that you can do with Diskpart, please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to know. Anyway, appreciate you guys following. Have a good one.